first module, we have two chapters. That is, the chapter 1 contains the introduction to HTML and what are the structure of the HTML, what are the syntax we need to follow for the tags, the complete document structure we are studying. Then in the chapter 2, we are discussing about the CSS properties, those CSS properties, how to apply to this HTML document. That is, we are studying. Coming to the first module, we'll see what are the contents we have in this chapter. The first concept is in the first chapter, that is what is HTML and where did it come from. Then what are the syntax for the HTML, the semantic markup languages, then structure of HTML document, quick tour of HTML elements, HTML5 semantic structure elements. So we are coming to the first topic, that is what is HTML. As we have already discussed in the previous session, the HTML is hypertext markup language. Like HTML, we have so many markup languages. But according to the syllabus, what are the markup languages we have for the syllabus? Those things, those markup languages we are studying in detail. So coming to the first topic, we have to understand what are the different types of markup languages we have. So here we have HTML, text, XML and XHTML and all. What is HTML? It's a hypertext markup language. XHTML is extensible hypertext markup language, that is with the extension 1.0. So here there is a difference between these markup languages. We need to understand what are the differences between these markup languages. Coming to the HTML and hypertext, extensible hypertext markup language. So to create some, to include some web content to the web page, we are using these markup languages. So here there are a number of markup languages we have. So here in the HTML, we don't follow that much strict rules. Means if you are missing, if you are not following the proper structure also, and if you are not using some syntax also, it will take that, and you can get the output and all. But in the extensible hypertext markup language, it's an extended version of the HTML, that is extensible. So here in the XHTML, we follow the very strict rules, so we avoid so many syntactical errors, and so that will be more number of advantages we have compared to HTML and XHTML. And also along with that HTML and XHTML, we have XML also. In the HTML and XHTML, we use predefined tags to create the web content and all. So here only like in the other programming languages, how you use the keywords and all, that is the built-in functions and all, those are all predefined, so you cannot change those names and all. So whatever the names, it's already defined, only those things you need to include here, you need to use here. So here also in the HTML and XHTML, only the predefined tags, already defined tags need to be used. But in the XML, it will support the user for to create the user defined tags. So suppose if you are creating some names, text box, you are giving some names in the sense, so you can create your own name for that particular tag. So that is what the major difference between HTML, XHTML and XML. Then moving further, we'll understand what are exactly the differences, what are the advantages with these extended versions and all. So we'll see how to create the document in the HTML, XHTML and XML. So in this complete chapter, we are studying how to include the content to the web page. So then with by using so many tags, so many number of tags we have, but all the tags, what are the for the syllabus, what are the tags we have, only those tags we are discussing here. So we'll come into the as I told in the XML. So don't worry about what the structure we have here. Just you can see it is it's a title tag we have, the name tag we have. Means it depends upon the requirement. Means it depends. Sorry, it's depend upon the user who is coding that XML part. So if I want to give the name for the tag as a title, you can give title. If you want to change this, if you missed out one character also not a problem, that will be your tag name. So like this, it's depend upon the user, particular user. Okay, they can create their own tags, but in the HTML and XHTML it will not support. So that is what you need to observe here. Don't worry about the structure, complete structure. In the further slides and all, we'll discuss about all those things. Then what? It's an elements and attributes. Elements and attributes and name here. Suppose if you are creating one tag in the sense, so that tag will be having some names and value. So the name we call it as an attribute. This is what you can observe here. It's the name is an attribute. Then the name is also, it depends upon that particular tag. We have to give the particular name, the suitable, the attribute name you have to for all the tags. What are the attribute name for all the attribute names will not be suitable for that particular tag. Only which tag, which attribute will be suitable, only that particular attributes you need to use. So for example, I am taking, this is the tag name, this is the syntax to create one tag. Okay, so here it is as, because it's a markup languages, we need to call, you need to create some content using the tags. So to create one tag, what is the syntax? It's an angular bracket. You start with the angular bracket, take the tag name, then this is what we call it as an element. You can call it as an element also. Then give a space and then give the attribute name. The attribute name is what? Here it's a href. Href is, it's a H hypertext reference. Okay, that is what we call, it's a hypertext reference. That is the attribute name. So for anchor tag, so the anchor tag will be used for to give the to create some link for some word. So you have already seen some word, one word will be there. Below that there is one, you can see some underline. That is what, by seeing that you will understand that will be the link. If you click on that, okay, it will redirect to some other page. Okay, it will go to some other page. It may show the content or it may be a image, anything. So here what, I'm creating, this is what the syntax for this. So anchor tag is to create the link, then href is an attribute name, then equal to, you can observe here, equal to, it should always start with the double quotes. The value part always you have to include, it should be within the double quotes. So here give the include within the double quotes. So that is what, if you click on that particular word, then it will go to this link. That is what I have created. If you click on that link, where it has to redirect, that path you need to take and you have to give here. Okay, so then what is that word you need to give? So it's a Central Park. The Central Park is the name. Below that you can see the what, you will get one line, so that will indicate it's a link. So if you click on that link, it will go to this path what you have included inside the href. So then if you have created, if you have opened one tag, in the sense you need to close that tag. So that is what you need to use it. So this is the syntax to create one tag. So like this you have many number of tags. Which tag will be suitable, which what is my requirement, based on that I have to take all the tags and you have to include in this content. So here this is what One example for this is you need to understand what is an element, what is an attribute, or what is the name. In the next slides and all, I'll keep using this, the element, name, attribute, value and all. So at that time we should not get confused with what is an attribute, what is an element and all. So just again I'm telling, a is an element, href is the attribute for the a tag, then inside the double quotes what you have, that is the value. So that is what you have to use, you have to call. So like how you'll read this tag, for the a tag, href is the attribute and this link will be the, or that path will be the value for that href attribute. So if you run this content, what you'll get, if you take this code and if you put in the proper structure and if you run, you'll get one central part, below the central part word, below that you'll get one link that is underlined, you'll get, if you click on that it will go to that particular path. Then we'll see the what is the structure of html document. In the structure of html document, you here you have to understand what is the structure before going in studying with all the tags and all. First you need to understand what is the structure, how I have to start writing with one html document. So like other C programming language, you start writing, you'll if I tell to write one C program, in the sense you'll start the code with the hash include htda or hash include conio.h, like that. But here also what you have to follow some syntax. You'll call here what the document, complete document will be started with the root of the document. What is the root of the document? That is what doc type. In the first line you can see it's a doc type. What is the doc type? It is what document type. Okay, so what is the document type you are creating, whether it's an html document, xhtml or xml document, which markup language you are writing the code. So that is what I am mentioning. My I am creating one document, the type of the document is what, it's an html. So this has to be mentioned in the first line of the document. So after this what you have to do, you have to whatever the structure, whatever the tags you want to be, what content you need to be include on the content of the web page, based on that you keep adding the tags. So first it's a small document I have taken. So this first you need to understand, that is exclamatory symbol, that is the syntax. So syntax means you need to follow that. So that exclamatory symbol, then doc type. So these are all predefined, you need to use the same names, you cannot change this, you cannot write document type completely, it's a doc type. So this is what we call root of the HTML document. So this complete document will be represented in the tree format, that will study further. So if we consider it's a tree, there will be a root. So that tree, that root will be your document type. That is, so I am creating one HTML document. So because hence it is a HTML. Then below that you have the what, it's a what I want to create. So just I want to create one document. I need to give that I need to give some title for that web content, web page. So I will give any name, whatever you want suitable to that content, you need to give the name. So what is the title I want to give? A very small document, that will be my title name. So